All sorts of moves for VGK Tuesday in advance of the start of this 5-game road trip. Who will we be seeing in the Golden Knights lineup tonight? That's the big question. And we will take a stab at who will be in the lineup tonight after this on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. You could find us wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. And we are brought to you today by FanDuel. Why? Because FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. So I did send you that video yesterday, Chris, of Taylor Swift singing Bridge Over Troubled Waters. I don't know if you
thought it was the one where you got stuck on the 95 yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Lifelong dream. Stuck. I was right there on top of the action. So I'm driving on the 95 south through Henderson, Green Valley-ish area. And all of a sudden,
rough side of town, apparently.
There's cop cars. I thought I was getting an escort to get back to the studio to record this show, but it wasn't that. There's cop cars all around me, right? Like literally. And they just were coming out of everywhere, and they go to pull over a car, and the guy finally pulls over, and they had all their guns drawn, and it was a lifelong dream. I was right there. I was in the front row. Did you see? It was great. The guns were drawn. Took a while for the guy to come out, but holy smokes, there were a lot of cops there. That was one cool moment, and the guy luckily just said, okay, I give up. I give up as well, trying to figure out the Golden Knights lineup for tonight.
Good transition.
I didn't know where I was going, bro. So here were the roster moves yesterday. Defenseman Ben Hutton was put on LTIR. Still say there's some shenanigans there. After he was injured in the Washington game, Mark Stone put on IR and could still be playing on this trip because it's retroactive to a week or so ago, a couple weeks ago. VGK calls up Jonas Ronbjorg, Cal Burke, and Mason Morelli of the Hershey Bears and from Henderson. And according to Puckpedia yesterday, VGK activated Victor Olofsson off of LTIR before his conditioning stint. He's not going to be on this trip. Obviously, he will be down in Henderson. So the big question, we need to take a guess of who will be in the lineup tonight in Toronto. And would you give any consideration to a scratch of Alexander Holtz?
Alex Holtz yesterday. So the top 9 yesterday, Barbashev, Eichel, Dorofeev, line 1. The Brett Howden line with William Karlsson and Alex Holtz, line 2. Line 3, you got Hurdle on the left wing, Nicholas Watt in the middle, Kolesar on the right wing. The fourth line skated basically down 1, just Schwintz and Pearson. Based off of that, I think Holtz is still safe to draw into this lineup, but the leash has gotten a little bit smaller now. So really it comes down to between Cal Burke. Cal Burke, 6 points right now in the American League level, -3, 6-11. Nothing really to write home about right there. Ronbjorg, familiarity in the VGK lineup. That's going to be his biggest asset. 6 points as well, but 9 games, so did obviously in less time. And then Mason Morelli, welcome back, who did okay at the national level last season. He's got 9 points in 13 games. Schwindt's going to be in the middle. Pearson's going to be on the left wing. So who's going to be on that right wing? And I would probably handicap it as it could be Morelli over Ronbjorg. It wouldn't surprise me, just given maybe the offensive upside. And Morelli can play okay in that fourth line wing role. But it could be Ronbjorg as well, because Ronbjorg has the ability to kill penalties, given how things can shake out. And I guess another reminder that Brendan Brisson still not in consideration. So now Brisson is behind Morelli and Cal Burke.
Cal Burke
on top of everybody else.
Cal Burke came out of the clouds, as far as I'm concerned, to make it to the big league roster. I was surprised that Cal Burke is getting called up. What could Brendan Brisson have done wrong to get this franchise so mad at him, because obviously he's in the doghouse. There's no doubt.
It's not that he's in the doghouse. He's just not there. He's Cody Glass with better hair. And you can even debate that. Cody Glass had a good flow going for a minute there. But I mean, Brisson, so again, training camp, tons of chances for Brisson. Let's be clear about this. He drew into a lot of the games during training camp. I thought on the offensive end of the ice,
It wasn't bad. He was good.
I thought his game improved immensely.
Yes.
He was willing to go to the dirty areas. He was willing to deflect pucks on the way in. He was willing to take a hit in order to try and score a goal. But I do remember one game in particular where Brisson just simply didn't back check. Nick Hague finishes a check, but Brisson didn't chase his man basically through the neutral zone. That ends up being the goal scorer. So Brisson still can't win a board battle. Brisson still can't read plays on the defensive end of the ice.
So
in a Cassidy lineup.
So he's Alex Pietrangelo Jr.
Pretty much, but Pietrangelo at least can play 23 minutes a game, and he's usually going to be okay. And I guess real fast, another thing to talk about is
I don't agree with what they're doing with this kid, but okay.
Brisson, in my opinion, they're giving up on him. That's my opinion.
They've given up. Yes, they've given up.
He's number 22 on the depth chart right now on the forwards, give or take, maybe 23 now behind Denisenko at the moment. And whatever. But Mark Stone, what does this mean for Mark Stone right now? You hit one nail on the head, possibly, where Mark Stone's situation is retro. This could simply mean to free up roster position as the road trip starts. Give it, a game or two, and Mark Stone is back. I thought Stone's going to be back tonight. Obviously, that's not going to be happening. Puckpedia, a lot of people have been asking why the Golden Knights are kind of doing these moves. Puckpedia put out a semi-informative tweet. I'm going to read this out right now.
Okay.
Yesterday, so that would be Tuesday. VGK activated Olsen off LTIR prior to his conditioning stints, even though he was eligible to remain on LTIR. This exited LTIR today. So today, Tuesday, we'll go back to Monday. It doesn't matter. Called up Morelli, Romberg, Hutton, LTIR, called up Burke in that order. This allowed VGK to reset their capture, and this time do it within 4K of optimal. Whereas last time with Olofsson, they were 510K from optimal LTIR capture. They now have 200K space remaining in LTIR. What that means, I don't exactly know, but
no idea.
These are all cap savings measures as far as the timing and why.
There's a cap for LTIR.
There's something LTIR when you have a player. So this did happen last season with Robin Leonard. I do recall this, where when you have a player on LTIR, it does affect salary cap accrual. So that's why there's been some sensitivity to players and possibly a loose explanation of the 11-7. The Golden Knights they're pinching pennies right now. They're pinching pennies. Back to Mark Stone really fast here. The likely scenario is this is just a retro move to free up a roster space for a couple of extra days. The outside thing this could possibly mean is there some type of setback with Mark Stone. He's been on the ice since Utah. He's been skating since Friday in Utah. It's almost always, not 100%, but most of the time, 1 week on the ice, you're back in the game. That's usually how it goes, or even less in some circumstances. Why are they taking longer with Mark Stone? Well, number one, he's got a myriad of injury issues. Number two, maybe he suffered a setback. If he doesn't appear in this road trip at all, I'll go with the setback.
Okay. Hutton, I've said for about a month, something is just not right with him. Did you actually see him get hurt in that Washington game? I know that you were there.
Social media, no one's talking about it.
Feeling like there's shenanigans there. There was just something amiss, right?
You think he flopped and all of a sudden he's on LTIR?
I'm just saying, right? There's something just not right about that. And I feel that they're going to shop him eventually.
He takes a doctor's report. I don't know. I get the Mark Stone stuff and all that, and I've heard some back end stories about the Mark Stone situation, but flubbing an injury for LTIR for a player that makes less than $1 million AAV, that's that's balls.
Cook the books. Hague and Stone. You mentioned Stone, but Hague is also scouting. He should return pretty soon, right?
You said scouting. You said Hague is scouting. He's scouting.
Did I say scouting? Skating, bro. I just got. Well, it's a Canadian trip. We say scouting. You want to go scout on the ice? Skating?
Haig is
Skating?
skating, yes,
Did I
and
say
that's
scouting?
definitely a good thing.
That's a new one. Eh?
The defense yesterday lined up Hannafin and Petro, which that those two are starting to make me not comfortable together. Theo and White Cloud, which I find interesting. McNabb and Korzak. I don't know if that's to protect Korzak a little bit, to have McNabb out there with them, and maybe to see if White Cloud can get something going playing with Theodore. But I don't mind the combinations, I guess. But Hannafin and Petro, it's you're seeing, like, remember the hockey stat card? He's registering on the bad side and the good side. Hannafin just registering on the bad side. So Hannafin's played with Petrangelo this year. It's not worked out so well. Hannafin's played with Shea Theodore. It's not worked out so well. Is the Hannafin Korzak combination next? Is the Hannafin McNabb combination next? I wonder how long this lasts, to where Cassidy says this is now becoming a concern, because
It's a
Hannafin is a
concern.
concern.
Troubled waters. You hit it right on the head yesterday. Tanner Pearson, milk carton guy. Is he on the milk carton? Tanner Pearson.
Well, Pearson, though, his job isn't necessarily, he's not going to hit the score sheet a lot. He's going to do the little things right
There's
and
a lot of
play tough on that
MIAs.
fourth line.
There's a lot of MIAs on this team.
Yeah, I mean, even Barbashev's been quiet last couple of games. Haven't seen much from Dorofeev. Howden's been quiet. Carlson, your favorite, he hasn't done a whole lot. Holtz has been
except for
MIA
empty netters.
basically since the season started. Hurdle, I liked his last game. Nicholas Waugh has been noticeable. Kolesar has been noticeable. Really, that third line might be interesting, and then we'll see if the new line of Schwint, Pearson, and insert HSK here can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Not relevant to the outcome of the game. That's actually important. Relevant to the outcome of the game, and they play more than 5 to 6 minutes of ice. They get more than 6 minutes of ice time.
I'm surprised Taylor Swift did not go more viral, because that was a classic. Coming up next, we will, what is it? Maple Leafs previews. Okay. We'll have Maple Leafs previews coming your way next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times of your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks, the best place to get real money sports action. Prize Picks is that's the company that invented the flex play, which means that you could still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks does not hit. And there's all sorts of other things that you can check out. And your members definitely are treated very well. So all the withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. They even could Venmo you the money. When my pick hits, I get that money in as quickly as 15 minutes. And if you sign up today, you will receive $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't need to win, receive your $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. And they also have other different types of promotions, like yesterday was Taco Tuesday. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money fast this football season. Which players are going off, which ones are not. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds, folks, and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Gametime. Gametime has a new feature called Gametime Picks, and that will help you to get tickets even easier for your favorite live events. It filters out all the fluff, and it shows you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't even have to waste time searching for thousands of tickets. And they also have some great specials. We saw that one that they had a while ago during baseball season, $50 off tickets to see the future world champion Dodgers in Arizona against the Diamondbacks. You got to be kidding me, folks. There's curated deals. There's all sorts of things. Check it out. Seat Views, get the panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. Download the Gametime app today. Create an account. Use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do indeed apply. Again, create an account. Use the redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off of your first purchase. Download Gametime today. What time is it, Golic?
Game time.
Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. Find us wherever you get your podcast around the world. And don't forget Friday's WTF, Saturdays Chris Times Chris Jr. show. I was about to go WTF-ish. So Kelly McCrimmon, the only place you could typically find him is in Canada. Now he is listening to the show. And so he does like a local stint, I think once a week, and then starts blasting former players. It's so classy, bro. Where were we? Oh, this is a hockey show. Do you have any other Taylor Swift songs in mind? 21? What do you want to sing today? Sing along.
I didn't have
Toronto
any in
Maple
mind to begin with. You're the one. You're the doofus that brought it up.
Okay, so doofus. That's the first time.
This
That
is
was not
this
on
is
my
this is
bingo
the
card.
Cassidy Prester now too. Apparently, with all the Taylor Swift crap.
Okay, but you listened to the song. That was a beautiful rendition.
What song?
Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
I did not
Yes,
listen to
yes.
Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
No?
No.
Okay. So the Toronto Maple Leafs are off to a good start this season, despite the loss of Austin Matthews. He's in Germany right now, visiting a doctor and also looking for that Eras tour, perhaps. Tonight will be the seventh game that he's missed, actually. And this could be a battle tonight of the walking wounded. So Maple Leafs missing Max Pacioretty. Man, that's really tough. Also, Kelly.
He's going to be back, though, at least. It wasn't a season-ending injury, so there's that, at least, for Max.
Thank goodness, right? And then plus their center now is injured, David Camp. And Ryan Reeves is out following that hit on Darnell Nurse. And
that's an upgrade, though. That's an upgrade.
Who would he run after with VGK?
Darnell Nurse crushed him.
No, who would he, if he were playing? Like, who would he run after?
Oh, anyone.
Carlson?
Anyone.
Okay. So, yes.
He might be nice to Carlson.
Each side has a lot of injuries, but this is a pretty cool thing. So Mitch Marner, the future Golden Knight, I should say, the future Golden Knight, he might be playing center, according to Berube. And Marner also could play defense tonight. He could be a defenseman this week, they're saying. A report up in Canada. Yes, he could play. He says he'll play defense if he needs to. That's a team player, man. I couldn't see William Karlsson doing that. Okay,
William Karlsson be the first one they called on to do that. I mean, looking at Toronto here, even despite being short Austin Matthews and everything else that you mentioned, nice little run. Their last 6 games, won 5 of their last 6, points in 6 of their last 7. 7 of their last 8, actually, as far as points go. So certainly not going to be an easy situation for the Vegas Golden Knights. Had a 3-game winning streak, dropped a decision to the Ottawa Senators 3-0, oddly enough, and then a pair of overtime victories, Capitals and Oilers. So Edmonton scoring goals, or excuse me, Toronto is scoring goals right now. And now the Golden Knights are going crossing some time zones, going to a tough building, playing against a good team. And by the way, this Toronto Maple Leafs team is actually having some goaltending right now. Stolarz, I'd assume, is who they're going to see. The former Panthers backup.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
No, with Stolarz. So Stolarz was the number 2 goalie coming into the season. He's 7-3-2, was the backup there at the start of the season. And he's pretty much come out of the clouds to beat out Joseph Wall, who just signed, I think, a new contract.
Both goalies are doing fine. Stolarz 7-3-2, 218 goals against, and a save percentage of .927. Wall, someone who's been around for a minute, but finally getting a chance, so to speak, 240 goals against and a .902 save percentage. So both goaltenders getting it done in Toronto, comparing with Vegas right now. Aiden Hill, 8-3-1, but a 3-1-6 with an 886 save percentage. Samsonov, who I project will be starting tonight, 2 games in a row. Samsonov, 3-2-1, 315 goals against, and an 897 save percentage. Remember, it was Samsonov who started Game 7 against the Bruins last year, Unfortunately, dropped an overtime decision, I believe, in that Game 7.
Yeah, Game
Played
7.
phenomenal, played great.
Yeah,
But I think there's a couple reasons you're going to see
bad
Samsonov. One,
eyes.
it's his former team. No, former
There'll be
team.
bad eyes. Yeah,
And
bad eyes.
two, looks a little better. Aiden Hill getting the Senators tomorrow. That's who they play, I believe, on this back-to-back. Looks a little better. Maybe pad the stats a little bit because that's the Golden Knights seem to be protecting Aiden Hill a little bit as far as his opponents. So you watch.
Yeah, interesting. Of course, so Marner does have the team lead in points with 24 in 19 games. John Tavares, 17 points. Nylander has 20 points. So they can definitely score. They can light the lamp. And it's of a great concern, and especially the way the defense has been performing of late for VGK. Not playing well. And again, you're talking about mixing up pairs. And so this is going to be real interesting for the Golden Knights. Could spell disaster. Troubled waters tonight, Taylor Swift.
So, and you have something else happening too. Blew right by that one. You got young players, Matthew Nyes, 12 points, 19 games. Bobby McMahon, 6 goals, 18 games. You're getting these younger players. Like while the VGK has 1 Dorofeev, a lot of other teams have, 2, 3, and 4 Dorofeevs that are even maybe a couple years younger, depending on their circumstances. So Toronto's getting it done, obviously, with their top end talent, even sans Austin Matthews. And then getting reinforcements helping. This is where you look at the Golden Knights lineup. Like Howden's not a reinforcement, but he's kind of that role. He was doing it. Now he's a little bit quiet, obviously. Although he did have a goal against Logan against the Caps the other night, so maybe he's going to start getting something going there. Colasar having a nice season, but Alex Holtz, so.
Yeah, Holtz is not good. I would
I have to
bring
take
that
Holtz on my
time.
locks. I said I was going to take him until he scores, but I feel like it's the Titanic meme. It's been 84 years.
How many total points did you say again? I said 5 and a hook. This is before yesterday. I can't come down to a flat 5. I've got to go 5 and a hook.
Oh, for the road trip.
Yeah.
I put a 4.5. I think I put 4.5 out there, and I think 4 is the answer. But there's a path to 3 points as well on this trip.
But there's
They're
no
playing
hook.
good teams on the road, Tony. It doesn't fare well. I'm sorry. The reality is VGK doesn't play well against good teams. Right. Fact check that, guys. You can go ahead and look at the history here.
Do you have a line? Do you have a number on this game?
I do.
The best thing ever starts at 4:00. We'll get into FanDuel here in a minute, but
yeah, no, that's really nice. You got VGK short dog plus 105. I feel like it's actually kind of a tight line. We'll see how the betting impacts that throughout the day. I'm guessing Toronto money comes in. Over under a 6. I mean, what you have going right now, and the over under a 6, it's a minus 110 on both sides. So sportsbook's just waiting to see where the money comes in.
It's a push. That'll be a push.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the Samsonov revenge game factor is the narrative that's keeping this line possibly close. I'll say it again. I don't think Aiden Hill goes tonight. I think they're going to try and even the starts out a little bit, the revenge scenario. And also, to be fair, you want to run out your better goalie against the lesser team on this road trip to hopefully have 2 points tomorrow in Ottawa. And then the Golden Knights have 2 points going into the last 3 games of the trip. And maybe they do get lucky and salvage a point or even get the win in Toronto tonight. That's also in play. It could happen. Let's be clear about this. But I think the plan is run Aiden Hill out against Ottawa, make sure they get the second half of the back-to-back at least, and then go from there.
Coming up next, it's time for our locks of the night, and our predictions don't go away on Locked On Golden Knights. Tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you do win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything that you need to place live bets on the NFL, and it's all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com and join today. Looking forward to, not really, this Thursday night game between the Steelers and the Browns in Cleveland in the land. And the Steelers are -3.5. And the total on that game is 36 and a half, 36 and a hook on that one. And you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet at FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights from Las Vegas, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick. We are reporting. Don't forget, Fridays is WTF Day. What the Friday? I almost slipped there too. And Saturdays are the Chris times Chris Jr. show sometimes. So I'm going to Formula One. I'm going to go check it out. I got to see this for myself. I have to see it for myself, for sure.
Somebody made the mistake, I don't know if you saw, they made the mistake of asking if I had a VGK F1 jersey. My response was,
F you?
only way that would happen is if there was a possible toilet paper shortage, and then I would still weigh my options.
Okay, so what were you arguing about yesterday or debating on Twitter? I saw some lively discussions going on, and then I ran into a police chase. It was I'm telling you, that was a dream come true. I got the front row seat. People were
it all
ducking.
stemmed, Tony,
So check
from
this out.
the.
People were
It all
ducking behind their
stemmed-
cars. They were ducking. I was just like, oh my gosh, this is great.
They're ducking, and there's you like sticking your camera out the window like a ding dong.
Did you see me? I got it. I got the video. 19,000.
Yeah, I saw you on the helicopter. They're saying, "Look at that idiot down there trying to take a video of what's going on."
Okay.
No,
so,
I mean, in your Geo Metro. So
Pinto.
What we were talking about, I mean, I'm always arguing with someone. I think it stemmed, Tony, from the comments you made when someone pointed out that McCrimmon was loosely dragging the former players and stuff like
why?
that.
Well, why? I don't even understand this. Like, does that make them feel good in this organization? And why can't McCrimmon do it?
It's brand protection. That's
Everything is so rigged. It's scripted. Ask me the question.
No, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson was scripted. All right, that was scripted.
Yes, but so is McCrimmon every appearance, because now he's on Fanboy, State Run, whatever, and now he's starting to drag people.
That's good.
Okay, so I'm going with four. Where are we? Taylor Swift? You lost me, bro.
Yeah, I fixed the second segment. Give me credit there.
Preview. Okay, okay. Thanks. I'm going with the 4-2 Toronto. No longer the Maple Laughs. I'm going with the Maple Leafs to win. I think Stolarz is a net. I think he's locked down, and the Leafs are 11-6-2 overall, which is tremendous. Great start. And this could be their year of going at least past the first round. Okay, so I'm going to go get these two picks, Theodore and Hannafin. And so the score is 3-2 in this game, and then Vegas Bjorn Karlsson kicks in an own goal. And so that's the way it ends, 4-2. I dreamt it.
VGK has struggled against the better or the best teams in the East. Toronto's a little bit of a different team, a little more run and gun, a little more VGK style, not as much in your face or north and south as some of the teams that the Golden Knights had trouble with. So maybe that could set up a little bit better, but I'm sticking to my narrative that VGK right now, as of November the 20th, is currently struggling against good hockey teams from the East. The Toronto Maple Leafs are a good hockey team from the East without Austin Matthews, but they are still a good hockey team from the East. So 4-1 Toronto. I don't think Vegas has a lot of punch in them tonight. Holtz, because until he scores a goal or does something or gets scratched, one of the two. What comes next? A Holtz goal or a Holtz scratch? I guess it's a pretty even line.
I'll take the scratch.
Scratch might be minus 125, but yeah,
130. I was going to say. Yep, I'm with you. They're going to
Holtz,
scratch,
and I'm going to go Kolesar. And the reason I'm going to say Kolesar is if this is either a close game or a tied game or a 1-goal game, either way, I see Kolesar like with 4 or 5 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left, getting like a tip-in goal to be a big goal. So that's why we're going to take Kolesar there, just in case. I'm hedging a little bit. So 4-1 Toronto, Holtz, and Kolesar.
I've got a question too. So I had a little bullet point note here on the napkin, and it says now that Kolesar is a skill guy, Can they move him up in the lineup? Will they move?
They have.
Is he going to
They
be on
have.
the top line? Will he be on the top line tonight? Is he
I
going to take
mean,
Holtz's spot?
honestly, I think the Nick Waugh
Holtz.
line gets second line minutes. I mean, Waugh, Hurdle, and Kolasar is a fun line. I mean, Kolasar significantly better than seasons past. Nicholas Waugh back to his center position is interesting. Tomas Hurdle on the wing. That's I don't know how I feel about that, but we're going to find out pretty quickly, right? We're going to find out pretty quickly. Cassidy's moving some pieces around right now, and I guess who's going to be on one of the wings with Schwindt Pearson. I'm going to go Ronbjerg tonight. I think they're going to go for the defensive side of things. And,
Schwindt, another guy, another complimentary guy. Why don't we just
and he's
build a
fine
team
as a
of
complimentary
complimentary
guy.
guys?
Listen, he was a guy that I didn't even know existed. I mean, I knew he existed, but as far as having it, like I thought when VGK acquired him through waivers or something like that,
right?
It was just get him up and send him down to the AHL and forget about him. But he stuck and he's still playing well. He's not necessarily factoring on the offensive side, but he's shooting minutes.
He stole Brendan Brisson's job, man. He stole his spot. Hey,
a lot of people have stolen his. Brendan Brisson gave his job away to all those guys. Don't kid yourself.
Come on, he's not that bad compared to what I see on the ice right now. I think Brisson could help him.
He's in the doghouse, Tony. You said that earlier. He's in the doghouse. He did something. He pissed somebody off.
They just didn't think that he was committed enough to working out and getting stronger. I think that was
when we saw him going back to the softball game. Man, I still got the interview up here. Like when we saw him going back to the softball game, I'm not gonna pull it up. He looked bigger then. I mean, he looks on the offensive side, he looks good. On the defensive side, he looks like crap, and that's what's going on right now.
Okay,
that's what's important.
On my bingo card,
keeps you in the lineup.
Other than Travis Kelce, on my bingo card, I've got pockets of good play. I think we're going to hear that. I think we're going to hear. Well, we had some pockets of good play. There were some pockets. Do you have anything on the bingo card?
If Mark Stone played, they would have won the game. That's the layup though. That's boring.
that's still true.
Boring.
Still true.
Chemistry because of all the you're gonna hear they're gonna punch the injuries home. They're gonna crush the injury narrative tonight. Just absolutely destroy it.
Okay, we appreciate everyone
with new lines.
We appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers around the globe.
I hear any of it.
I met a lot of international folks yesterday, and I said, "Hey, I'm the host of Locked On Golden Knights, along with Chris Golick." They said, "What does that mean?" Of course, Fridays are WTF.
And they said, you know what they said after that? They said, "You're not on the list."
You're not on the list. No, I just say you always go. I'm with these people here. I've made a living off of going. Yeah, I'm with them,
and knowing all the back exits of casino,
back of the houses for sure. Of course, don't forget Saturdays, Chris and Chris Jr. show. Sometimes, of course, the YouTube exclusive. Please subscribe there, folks. Help us out there. Golick's got a kid we got to put through college. The first of two. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. We'll see you again tomorrow. We'll have a wrap up. We'll, of course, talk about tonight's game, and it could be an entertaining one with all these injuries. We'll find out. Cassidy will be doing a lot of moving around and putting lines in the blender tonight. Rest assured. From a man, Chris Golick, I am Tony Cardasco. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights, and please take care.